Yeah, let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, welcome to the show. We talking about Manute Bol never playing a game sober? According to YahooSports.com, Jayson Williams, who shared a locker room with Manute Bol during their stint with the early 1996ers, said, quote, he'd, referring to Manute Bol, just walk around the locker room naked drinking Heinekens, end quote. The former forward recalled in 2016. In the same interview, the 1998 All-Star explained why Manute Bol never got in trouble for drinking in the facility, noting that the Sixers actually encouraged the beer drinking to help Bol, officially listed at just 200 pounds, add some weight. He further said, quote, he would drink Heinekens all day long to help put on weight, so Manute Bol never played sober in one basketball game. Jayson Williams will recall. That was end quote. He was a defensive linchpin, Manute Bol, who once averaged 5 blocks per game in a single season and earned Defensive Player of the Year votes in each of his first 4 seasons. Bol even had a night where he pulled down 19 rebounds. Now we talking about the respectful Manute Bol right here. You can see his playing card behind us for the Sixers as a center at number 11. Now, first and foremost, rest in peace to Manute Bol. I really don't like to talk about people like that, especially bringing up stuff that they can't defend after they passed away. What are we doing, bro? Jayson Williams. I get even talking about this behind the scenes to your boys, to your family, other sports fans. Put this out there in an interview. Put somebody else's business out there like that. Come on, fam. We didn't need to know that. Now here's the thing. Do you think Manute Bol was actually inebriated during his playing career? He said he didn't play not one game sober. What? That's hard to believe. That's hard to believe. Now, I will say this. Standing at 7'7", being NBA's tallest player next to George Marison or whatever his name was, I would expect you to get more than 5 blocks a game. I would expect you to get more than 19 rebounds in a game as well. I would expect that to be the average. Or a slow night, to be honest with you. 19 rebounds? You 7'7"? What are we talking about? Wemby is 7'4" right now. And he's averaging more than, if I'm not mistaken, more than 5 blocks. Let me correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I will say his play didn't render to what I would expect a 7'7" center to do. But, I mean, that's not to say that he underplayed either. I want to give all my respect to Manute Bol and the family. He is passed away, so rest in peace to Manute Bol, the legend. But for Jayson Williams to say he was drinking Heinekens all day, he never played, so come on, fam. Never? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I didn't like that. That stood out to me as a fan. Just don't do that to somebody else's name. By the way, let me go ahead and look up. Let me know what you think, by the way. You think Manute Bol didn't play one game sober in his career? Do you think he drank this? Did it even look like that? Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. So we looking up Victor Wembanyama. Let's look up the stats. Right now is a 23-24 season. Victor Wembanyama averaged around 21.4 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and astonishing 3.6 blocks per game. Okay, excuse me. Averaging 5 blocks is, I guess, pretty nice. 23-24 was that his rookie season? That's his rookie season. I think if he could play a whole 82 or something close to it, he'd be on par to average more than that, if you ask me personally. But I guess expecting about 5 blocks per game that's pretty nice on average. So, nonetheless, Manute Bol still want to put respect on his name. But not playing one game sober is crazy. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. More topics that I want to talk about if you want to hang around. Steelers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God, man! Here we gotta get the right background in order, producers, please. Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, man, is he gonna call it quits or no? This article is actually coming from. This article is coming from APnews.com. The Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback who recently turned 42 years young didn't shut the door completely on returning in 2026. When asked about it on Wednesday, the four-time MVP who stressed he didn't, quote, really want to get too deep in, end quote, and pause, what lies beyond Sunday's night showdown with Baltimore for the AFC North title, believes there will be opportunities available if he opts to give a 22nd season a shot. Aaron Rodgers' message heading into Week 18 is a notable shift from his stance in the early summer when he said on the Pat McAfee show that he was, quote, pretty sure 2025 is it, end quote. It still might be, but Rodgers also seemed encouraged by his own play at times this season. Rodgers has thrown for 3,028 yards with 23 touchdowns and 7 interceptions heading into an elimination game against the Ravens. He's also stayed largely healthy, save for fracturing the wrist on his left non-throwing hand, which forced him to sit out a loss in Chicago in late November. The question is, should he retire at the end of the season? Or should he go ahead and give it another year? Now, I'm not going to lie. After last season, when he was out with the Jets after one play, I said, fam, if you don't just hang it up. He didn't want to go out like that, and I understand that, but even trying to get into it and be a starting quarterback for the Jets was crazy. Like, that juju alone, that just showed not only did you get injured on the first or second play for the whole season, but they also waived you or cut you or whatever. They got you up out of here. So they just let you know that you shouldn't have been in the Jets in the first place. Now you're with the Steelers. Pretty decent a non-losing season per Mike Tomlin's history. And now you're facing elimination. Either you're going to go to the playoffs or you ain't against the Ravens this Sunday. So I don't know. Should he come back? It looked like he had a pretty decent season statistically speaking. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, if you're going to come back next season, just stay with the Steelers. Don't switch to another squad. You're going from team to team to team, especially in the end of your career. Is anybody really respecting that? I mean, unless you bring one of them a Super Bowl like Tom Brady did. Unless you get a Super Bowl in that first or second season. Nobody cares. They only going to remember your legacy from the Green Bay Packers. That's what I remember from. I don't remember the Jets. I'm barely gonna remember the Steelers, especially if you go to another team after this. So Aaron Rodgers either stay put at the Steelers for one more season or retire. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. Pull a little tink. All right, so another topics that we got to talk about. Let's go ahead and get into it right now. You can see it behind us on the green screen. Yes, man, Arch Manning went off on Michigan yesterday. Coming from APnews.com, Arch Manning took over the Citrus Bowl with his arms and legs, pause. An electric performance capped off by a clinching 60-yard score run that carried the number 14, or actually number 13, Texas to another 10-win season. Manning threw for 221 yards, 2 tuds, and one of them being a 30-yarder, he dropped perfectly into the arms of Khalil Lockett, who saw more action due to an injury. He rushed for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had 2 fourth-down conversions, one of them for 19 yards, that set up a short touchdown run by Christian Carter, who is starting because the lead 3 running backs for Texas are entering the transfer portal. Bryce Underwood, Michigan's freshman quarterback, kept the Wolverines in the game until a pair of late interceptions sealed it. He was 23 for 42 for 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, along with 3 interceptions in the last 18 minutes of the game. Dang! Bryce Underwood, who ran for 77 yards, scampered for a 5-yard touchdown run by diving to touch the pylon, giving Michigan his last lead at 27-24 with just under 11 minutes to go. But his pass was intercepted by Ty Anthony Smith over the middle as Texas had taken the lead, and Smith got another pick along the sideline on the next drive. Dang, homie. In high school, you was the main, homie. The heck happened to you? Bryce Underwood, I will say, hey, great performance this season. Lot of potential. From Ypsilanti, a hometown kid. Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor, if you're not familiar, in Michigan. Sister cities. I think he had a great performance. A lot of turbulence he had to deal with. They had to deal with as a team, Michigan, this season. So I think they did pretty well. They had Coach Francis Pogge as the interim coach for this game. Even though they did hire Kyle Whittingham from Utah, he was present, but he was in the stands watching everything. He did wear a pair of headsets at one point, probably just listening to plays. But at the same time, he called no plays. Coach Pogge, like we said, interim coach. He was under Coach Sharon Moore's staff, and now he says he will not be under Coach Kyle Whittingham's staff. He is done. That was his last game for the Michigan program in general. So, shout out to him. He tried his best, but Michigan got dog walked. And let the boy Arch Manning go crazy. Oh, my God. Had him looking like Lamar Jackson out there. 155 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns? Homie. This was the one to show up, if you ask me. Everybody was questionable about Arch Manning in the beginning of the season. He did this against a legitimate team. They didn't have their actual coach, but it's still the same team. The coach don't play the game. The players do. So, I think this is a legitimate win for Texas and for Arch Manning. Got to give the boy his props, man. Shout out to Arch Manning for getting that done against Michigan. My Wolverines, man. It is what it is. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386, since we are speaking collegiate bowls and all the other stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about the other upset. Miami stunning Ohio State, ESPN.com. Mario Cristobal shared a moment with legendary Miami coach Jimmy Johnson on the sideline during the Hurricanes' 24-14 win over number 2 Ohio State on New Year's Eve. The man who recruited Cristobal to the U was on hand along with former greats Michael Irvin and Ray Lewis. Number 10, Miami turned back the clock on the field too, withstanding a second-half surge from the defending national champion Buckeyes to become the first double-digit seed to make the college football playoff semifinals in the 12-team playoff era. Ohio State coach Ryan Day took responsibility for, quote, not getting the guys ready to play, end quote, in Wednesday night's 24-14 loss to Miami, who knocked the defending national champion out of the college football playoffs in the quarterfinals. We got a quote from Ryan Day that said, quote, we worked really hard to come out of the gates and win the first quarter, win the first half, and be ready to go. I thought we had an excellent plan, but at the end of the day, we didn't get it done. That starts with me, end quote. After an undefeated regular season, Ohio State ended the year with 2 straight defeats, including the 13-10 loss to Indiana in the Big Ten championship game, and the Buckeyes still earned a playoff bye. But their loss Wednesday dropped the teams with a first-round playoff bye to 0-5 in the 12-team playoff era. I just talked about this yesterday. Having a bye week for any team in a playoff, whether it's NFL. I was really talking about the NFL yesterday. But let's get into it. Now they're saying teams that have a bye week in the playoffs are 0-5 in a 12-team era in the playoffs. It makes sense to me. You're losing the momentum that you had during the regular season. For a bye week? Why? Just extend it to a 13-team if you have to. 13-team playoff seed. Y'all are playing. The statistics are showing. The Detroit Lions lost to the 49ers. What was that, in the 2023 NFC Championship game? We had a bye week. Or was that last season? It don't matter. We had a bye week. That first week, we were fighting for that number 1 seed, got the bye week, and then lost at home. That wasn't the 49ers. Who was that? I forgot who it was. It don't matter. I never wanted the bye week because it loses your momentum, fam. You don't need that much rest. Keep going. Pause. So Ohio State, with a first-round bye, loses in the college football playoffs. Look at you. Man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But anyway, congratulations to Miami. Miami did the thing. Carson Beck, I had his stats, but I don't really care about it right now. But it looked like he did pretty decent, enough to get them past Ohio State. So, anyway, congratulations to the U, man. Getting it done, Ohio State. I'm going to give them all the credit rather than discrediting Ohio State or anything like that. So, Miami, great win for them. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. There's a lot of other games that happened yesterday, happened over the last week. But, you know, we're not about to talk about them all. Just the key ones, the notable games. And we just wanted to come on here real quick and talk about sports in general. So I appreciate you showing love, popping up. Happy New Year! It's 2026, baby. Let's start it off right. And I'm feeling great, man. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, that share button. Make sure you tuned in so you can kick it with us and we can do talk about more sports. And we always got the phone lines open during the show, 313-466-4386. We got it scrolling at the bottom of the ticker right here. Thanks again for kicking it. Happy New Year. We out of here.